All right, let's see. So it is 9 o'clock, so we will get started. And I am Jessie Mahoney, for those of you I don't know. And I am a pediatrician, also a yoga instructor, and I do mindful coaching and lead coaching and yoga retreats for women in medicine. For anyone who's interested, you can find out more about those. Today's class is one of the classes that's sponsored by the San Francisco Marin Medical Society. So I want to thank them for their support of this and encouraging all the physicians, at least in the Bay Area, to do more yoga. And because they sponsor it, they let me offer it to everyone. So I am very grateful and appreciative of that. This week's podcast tomorrow is actually on a similar theme as the class today, which is finding calm during the holidays and peace and joy in the midst of potentially the holiday chaos, uncertainty. Now, there's a lot of thoughts about this year's holiday being important because most of us missed last year's holidays with family. And so in advance, preparing yourself by experiencing calm through yoga, and then also some strategies in the moment, as well as I mentioned the extra yoga classes to help, knowing that when we nourish ourselves first, we're much more able to show up with calm for others. And a lot of the approaches and why yoga is so helpful for things like holidays, it's also helpful for other life crises and work crises and crises in medicine and living a whole and healthy life. So that's a huge part of why I offer it on offer these classes. So with that, why don't we get started? Find a comfortable spot on your mat. And I do encourage you, since I'm not on my block, I will show you my block. I really do encourage you to get a block and or a bolster. I would recommend 2 cork blocks and some kind of bolster. So if you don't have one, gift yourself one for Christmas or the holidays. You can get by with just 2 blocks and sit on the block. It's actually my preferred sitting, but if you're going to sit for a long time, it's not as comfortable. And I would love it if people have more blocks because it makes teaching the class more fun and it gives us more options of things to do. So I encourage you to get them, and I may in the 2022 start doing more poses with the blocks because they make it much more fun, delicious, enjoyable, and all the things. So find a comfortable seat on your block and give yourself a moment to settle in. And just notice how you feel. Notice how just giving yourself a moment feels amazing. Ground your sit bones into whatever you're sitting on. Notice that your hips should be slightly above your knees. So if you don't have a block or a bolster, you can sit on a pillow or a blanket. But try not to have your belly hunched and your chest moving forward. How we sit and taking time to do that is really important for how we feel and our ability to show up for life's challenges. And so take a moment to find a comfortable seat. And that wording is very specific because we very often don't get ourselves comfortable. And setting yourself up for success, getting yourself comfortable, is an amazing and useful life strategy for finding more calm and more peace, more joy, and more ease. So as you sit here, tilt your pelvic bowl forward slightly and stack your spine one vertebrae upon the other, stretching your neck vertebrae all the way towards the sky, reaching the crown of your head towards the sky and dropping your shoulders. And take a pause here. Hands rest lightly on your thighs and just notice how you feel. Take in a long, deep inhale through your nose and an exhale through your mouth. And notice how even one breath shifts how you feel. The breath is a tool for finding calm in this moment ahead of the holidays and during the holidays. Your breath is always available, as I like to say. So take in another long, smooth, deep inhale through your nose if possible, and out through your mouth. And notice again, perhaps a couple of tingles in your fingers. Notice your chest. How does it feel after just 2 long, purposeful, intentional breaths? And bring a hand to heart, whichever one feels most comfortable. Rest the other one atop, dorsum to the palm of the other hand. Press the heel of your hand into that heart space. Release a little bit of oxytocin, kindness and compassion to yourself. What we gift ourselves, we're much more able to gift to others. So take a moment here to check in with yourself. Notice how it feels hand to heart, hand to hand, skin to skin. Giving yourself the gift of a moment here, knowing that hand to heart is also available to you almost at any time, not in a scrubbed OR, but almost anywhere else. Taking a moment to do it in the midst of a day, in the midst of frustration, perhaps. Once again, here, take in a long, deep, nourishing inhale through your nose and out through your mouth. And just notice how you feel. We're going to do some specific breaths here today called Samavriti, which is equal breaths. And the idea is that the inhale and the exhale are of equal length. And I like to choose these because they're easy. And what I find is easy for people, they might actually try in their day. So you can take the long, deep inhale in and out through your nose and your mouth, or you can do equal breaths. Equal breaths also helps you focus. So if you feel like you're spinning, distracted, or overwhelmed, try the Samavriti or equal breaths. So we'll breathe in through our nose, pause, hold it, and breathe out through your mouth, same length as the inhale, and pause. And breathe in, and pause. And breathe out through your mouth and pause. Try to breathe in a little deeper this time and out a little longer. Once again, breathe in, pause, and breathe out. And then just allow yourself to go back to your normal breathing pattern. Noticing how just 4 breaths, I think it was, shifts your whole physiology. 4 breaths and hand to heart. And perhaps you feel much more calm, able to show up with much more equanimity for yourself and everything else. So once again, gift yourself another long, deep inhale. And a long, smooth exhale, letting things go. With intention, breathe in. And with intention, let go of any expectations or frustrations or anticipatory frustrations of family that you may be spending the holidays with. Just breathe it out. And pause at the end of the exhale. And just notice how you feel. Going back to your normal breathing pattern. And bring your hands to heart center now, palms together. Allow each finger pad to rub against one another, noticing how good the skin to skin feels, a gift you can give yourself. And connect the thumbs into your sternum and notice that connection to your heart space, sending yourself once again a bit of kindness and compassion, and perhaps a little bit of lightness and love. And I wanted to take a moment here for us each to think of our intention for the week ahead and perhaps the whole holiday season ahead. And I will share that my intention is to show up with lightness and love. And the idea with those words is a lightness for whatever challenges may arise, a kind of a buoyancy, and a lightness is fun and joy and allows connection, but not grasping. Lightness is very mindful and spreading lightness and being the light. So thinking about words that may really help you as you approach your holiday. And so I intend to ask in the moment, what would light do, or what would lightness do when who knows what will happen? The other word that I've chosen as an intention is love. And love can be for myself, treating myself well. Always choosing your intentions for yourself as well as everyone else. And love for everyone else, love for the world, love for the whole of everything just exactly as it is. To me, love is very spacious and also perhaps unattached, because loving is light. And so I offer you a moment here to pause and think about what words might be your helpful intentions for this whole holiday period ahead. What might guide you towards how you want to show up? Perhaps not being as consumer driven, perhaps being more light and loving. Life is better when you show up lighthearted. What would feel good to you? Taking in a long, deep inhale and an exhale. And allow yourself a moment to just imagine the possibility of what might feel amazing. And perhaps choose that. Another inhale of calm and equanimity and peace, tucking it into that pocket behind your heart with intention. And an exhale, letting any frustration, anticipatory irritation go about the holiday period or the travel. Just allow yourself to enjoy for a moment this complete peace. And then slowly lower your hands to your thighs and open your eyes and let the light in. And today we're going to move a little bit more, because I also see movement as a way to bring in calm, especially when perhaps you have some anticipatory anxiety, frustration, dread that could be about call, could be about holidays or expectations or frustrations, perhaps about how the world is at this moment. And I find that the movement is a way of letting things go. And also to offer that if anything doesn't work or it feels too much, you can move less, and that it's hard for me to see you in your tiny boxes. And so please take responsibility for yourself. Don't do anything that doesn't work for you. Be mindful of how you feel, how your body feels, and what it needs as we move. So begin by just rolling your shoulders back 3 times, undoing all the kinks, enjoying it. And then rolling them forward 3 times, nourishing shoulder rolls. And then rest your hands at your sides. Engage your belly. Inhale, raise both arms up towards the sky with intentions. Palms face one another to begin. Drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach your fingers towards the sky, light. Entangle your fingers, flip your palms up towards the sky, shift your elbows back towards your ears, reach your palms towards the sky. Take a moment here, ground your sit bones downward, engage your belly, palms reach towards the sky. Inhale, arch back slightly. Exhale, round forward, suck your navel in towards your spine and allow your head and neck to reach towards the palms, the dorsum of your hands, coming into a seated cat. Inhale, slight arch upward, palms reach towards the sky, lengthen the spine. Exhale, round into seated cat. Enjoy the movement, and with the movement, just let energy shift. Head and neck reach towards the back of your hands. Inhale, reach up, slight arch. Exhale, round, suck your navel in, allow your head and neck to relax forward. Inhale up for the last time. Exhale, open your arms out towards the side, reclasp them at your sacrum. Extend your fists and your elbows towards the floor and puff your chest out, opening up your chest. Take in a deep inhale here, filling up all the nooks and crannies, especially the bottoms of the ribs and the pocket behind the heart. Fill it full, 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 a huge, abundant breath. And an exhale, letting it all go. One more huge inhale, press your shoulders down and back. Puff that chest out as awkward as it feels, and exhale, release, letting things go. Notice the stretch in perhaps the upper traps and the neck area. Allow your chin to drop towards your chest and enjoy it. Notice the stretch in the back of the neck. Breathe in here. And exhale, let it go. Hands still stretching towards the floor. You might notice some tingles in your fingers. One more deep breath here. And exhale, let it go. Lift your chin back up towards your chest. Notice the release in the shoulders and unclasp your arms. Wiggle your fingers lightly. Have fun with it. Roll your shoulders back once again 3 times and enjoy the nourishing movement. And roll them forward 3 times. Once again, something you can do anywhere, at your desk. Allow yourself to enjoy it. Inhale deeply and exhale, let it go. Raise your arms out towards the side, palms face front. Wrap your arms around one another. We're going to come into eagle pose, right arm under the left, elbows cross, grab your thumbs or palms together, whatever works for your body. If you're new to yoga, you likely won't be able to grab your hands, and that's okay. Inhale, lift your elbows up to shoulder height gently. They don't need to go higher than that. And exhale, just pause. Notice the release between the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift up a smidge. Exhale, allow your head and neck to drop into the cradle of your arms and your elbows to drop towards your navel or just below your chest. Breathe into the back body here. And exhale, let it go. Eyes can close in the cradle of your hands, sending yourself some good thoughts. One more inhale. And an exhale, letting things go. Inhale, raise your chin back up to shoulder height, shoulders to shoulder height. Untangle your arms, press them into the side walls, and recross in the opposite direction. Left elbow under right, elbows connect. Palms come together or thumbs, that's all I can do. Hands can also just stay wide. Inhale, lift your elbows to shoulder height and notice the release on the exhale. Breathe into it with kindness. Inhale, lift up a smidge. And exhale, allow your elbows to drop into your chest, head and neck relax, fold forward. Breathe deeply into the back body. Exhale, let it go. Once again, long, deep, smooth inhale into the back body. And exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise back upright, chin neutral, untangle your arms and lower them to your side body. And just notice how you feel. Give yourself this gift of a moment of calm. Take in a deep breath here. And an exhale, let it go. Move forward and take out whatever you happen to be sitting on with kindness. Bring the soles of your feet together. Come into butterfly pose. Rock side to side on your sit bones. Notice if you need to move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Hands will come easily to your ankles or your soles of your feet. If you need to, they can rest on your thighs. The key is to once again tilt that pelvic bowl forward, stack each vertebrae one upon the other, stretch your neck long, inhale deeply and puff that chest out once again. Move your hands out of the way of your chest if they happen to be a problem, and exhale, let it go. Notice the release in the inner thighs. Send the breath into the inner thighs in this butterfly pose. Exhale, let it go. And take a moment to notice your toes. Connect each toe together, skin to skin, just like we do with the fingers. Our toes have tremendous energy. Notice the soles of your feet connect here. And just take a moment to enjoy that sensation. Another long, deep inhale. And an exhale. One strategy for finding calm in the midst of chaos is to notice things like your toes or the skin sensation, what you feel, what you hear, what you smell. So taking a moment here just to notice one of those things. Perhaps notice your thumb rub against your ankles or your inner sole of your foot. Take in a deep breath and exhale, let it go. Release your hands, straighten your legs long in front, and just bang your knees towards the floor, releasing anything. Move the flesh of your seat out of the way once again with kindness. Keep your knees bent gently, toes flexed towards the sky and ankles flexed towards your knees. Engage your belly. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky, palms face one another. Using your strong core, fold forward with intention towards your toes. Hands can touch your toes or your shins, whatever works best for you. Round your head and neck and upper back, releasing everything. Breathe into all the pockets that open up in the back body here. And on the exhale, if you wish, you can press your knees closer towards the floor if it works for you, but you don't need to. Wherever you are is beautiful. Breathe into any stretch that you feel here, any areas that hurt, any areas that are calling out. And exhale, let it go. One more deep breath, sending yourself kindness everywhere in the back body, backs of the legs. Lots of energy moving here. And exhale, let it go. Slowly rise back up. Swing your legs around and we'll come directly to hands and knees. Hands directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Tops of the feet rest lightly on the earth. Open your fingers wide, Thanksgiving pie shapes. Extend your arms and your elbows. Tuck your shoulders into your shoulder sockets. Inhale, come easily into a cow pose. Reach the crown of your head towards the sky, sit bones up towards the sky, and enjoy the stretch in the front of the belly and the spine stretch. Exhale, round, suck your navel up towards the sky, drop your head and neck, cat. Inhale for cow, crown of the head reaches towards the sky, sit bones reach up towards the sky, scratch the belly button. Exhale, round, and suck that navel all the way up, drop your head and neck. Release everything, high, 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 navel reaches towards the sky, spine reaches towards the sky, full arch up. Exhale, come back to neutral. Walk your hands forward a handprint, curl your toes and press straight up into downward dog. And move here to start. Movement to let things go. Walk the dog, one heel presses towards the floor, bend the opposite knee. Walk the dog the other direction. Wag your hips a little bit, have fun with it. Bring a little lightness into it. Notice your hands. Ground them into the earth. Notice if something hurts and readjust. Pay attention to your body. What is your body telling you here? Does it feel good? Does it not? Engage your hands, arms, reach your sit bones towards the sky. Full spine stretch. Lift up onto your tiptoes. High heels, high, high, high. Hips, high, high, high. Press into your hands. Push back. Everything stretching and lengthening. Slowly lower your heels towards the floor and enjoy it. Notice how it feels. Lift high up onto your toes and step, hop, or jump towards the front of your mat. Come into a forward fold here. Engage your belly and slowly roll up to stand, inch by inch by inch by inch, enjoying the shifts in blood flow, the shifts in perspective, but move slowly so you don't get dizzy or nauseous. When you arrive, shrug your shoulders up to your ears, pinch them all the way up. Draw your shoulders back towards the back of the mat, pinch your shoulders together. And on the exhale, lower your hands towards the front of the mat, palms open, Tadasana or mountain pose. Take a moment here to enjoy. We often move right through the good stuff, thinking there's more to do. Open your fingers, wiggle them a little bit. Lift up all 10 toes, wiggle them a little bit, lower them down like monkey toes. Draw up the earth's energy through your feet, towards your knees, lift your kneecaps, engage your thighs, tuck your pelvis, grow your spine long and tall, and drop your shoulders. Heart is light, light and love. And reach the crown of your head lightly towards the sky, towards the light, the sunlight. Take in a long, deep inhale and an exhale. Bring your hands to heart center and take a moment to check in with your intention. Your intentions for moving forward with the next season of the year. How would you like to show up? Take in a long, deep inhale to seal it in with kindness, knowing you'll do your best. It won't be perfect. And an exhale. Lower your arms towards your sides. Reach them out and up towards the sky. Slight arch back. Fold forward, forward, fold. Inhale for a half lift. Spine straight. Sit bones stick back towards the back of the mat. Knees can be bent gently. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Ground your hands into the mat. We'll step back to plank or top of the push-up. Take a moment here and notice how strong you are. Engage your belly. Back should be flat like the top of the push-up. Hands spread wide, equal pie shapes. Notice if you start to shake here. Tip your toes forward. Bend your knees, untuck your toes, and roll down chaturanga towards the earth. Elbows come in towards your chest. Lower down slowly until your forehead or third eye connects to the mat. And pause and enjoy it here. Notice the energy coming up through your third eye, in towards your body. Let it come in and allow it. Inhale, lift up for a low cobra. Weight is out of your hands. Exhale, lower down. Press into your hands, curl your toes, press back to downward dog. Reach your hips, high, high, high. Spine stretch. Take a moment here and enjoy. Huge inhale and exhale. Press your left heel towards the earth, right knee bends. Enjoy the stretch in the back of the left leg. Bend your left knee, straight your right leg, press your right heel towards the floor and enjoy it. Come back to center. Ground your hands into the earth, raise your left leg towards the sky, heel presses towards the back wall. On the exhale, bend your knee, stack your hip and open the front of the left hip, roll your ankle. Roll it in the opposite direction. Notice if it feels strange to do the left first. It's not any better or worse, but likely feels very different. We always do the right first. Re-square your hips, lower the left leg down. Raise your right leg towards the sky. Engage your belly, press your heel into the back wall, three-legged dog. Both hands are pressed into the earth, left leg is straight. Deep inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, stack your hip, open the right hip, roll your ankle towards the right and towards the left. Re-square your hips, lower your right leg down, come back to down. Sorry about that. Lift up onto your tiptoes. Walk your toes forward towards the front of the mat and come into a forward fold. Allow your head and neck to release here. Grasp both elbows, knees are bent. Allow the whole back body to release. Lift up your 10 toes again, enjoy it. Lower them down. Sway into the toes. Sway into your heels. Shift your weight to the left and to the right. Enjoy the whole movement, the roll. Spread your toes again. We have tremendous energy in our toes. Lower them down. Lower your hands towards the earth. Engage your belly and slowly roll up to stand once again. Notice the shifts and enjoy it. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Draw them back towards the back of the mat. Pinch them together and lower them towards the floor, palms open, Tadasana. Enjoy it. Take in 3 deep breaths here. Nourishing yourself with calm and ease and peace. Last one. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Right thumb and middle finger grasp the left wrist. Ground both feet into the earth. On the exhale, tip towards the right. Stretch the whole left side body. Tug that left wrist towards the right. Inhale. Exhale, stretch a little bit further. Whole body engaged, core engaged, using all those muscles here. Notice your left foot ground downward into the earth. One more breath. Engage the left side body, rise back up to center. Switch the clasp of your hands. Left thumb and middle finger grasp the right wrist. Ground your right foot down. Right hip connects downward. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, tip towards the left this time. Stretch the whole left side body. Breathe into it. Notice any kinks. Inhale. And a huge exhale, letting go of the kinks, anything stuck, anything tight, with compassion. Once again, long, deep inhale. And a huge exhale. Come back to center. Release your hands, lower them towards the side body. Roll your shoulders back 3 times. Most of us carry tremendous tension in our shoulders, so use the shoulder rolls as a gift of kindness and just loosen things and enjoy them. Bring your hands to heart center once again. Ground your feet into the earth. Inhale. Exhale, lower your arms towards your sides. Inhale, reach them up towards the sky. Palms come together, slight arch back. Fold forward, forward, fold. Inhale for a half lift. Stick your sit bones out. Back is flat. Notice the stretch in the back of your legs. Breathe into it. Exhale, fold forward, palms ground into the earth. Step back to plank. Turn your heels towards the left. Weight comes into the left arm, and we're going to rise up into a side plank. Right arm reaches towards the sky. Your right foot can come in front of the left. For most of you, that will work better. If this is too challenging or hurts your hands or your wrist or something, bend that left knee, lower it to the earth, and use it as a kickstand. Right hand reaches towards the sky. Take a moment here, and once again, notice your strength and your balance. Despite all of the intriguing other forces. One more breath here. Exhale, lower your right hands, come back to center. Hips are even towards the earth. Ground into the right hand. Exhale, drop your heels towards the left, towards the right, sorry. Left foot is going to be in front of the right. Reach your left arm towards the sky. Breathe into it. And exhale, let it go. 2 more breaths here. Noticing your strength, noticing what's working. Compassion for the wobbles and the challenges. And if this doesn't work for you, bend that right knee, kickstand it to have more support. Neither is better or worse, just enjoy it. Lower the left hand, come back to plank, top of the push-up. Engage everything. And if plank is too challenging, you can come right into hands and knees, that's also fine. From here, shift your weight forward onto your tiptoes, bend your knees, untuck your toes, lower down, chaturanga towards the earth. Allow your forehead to land on the earth. Take a moment to borrow the energy from the earth up through your forehead. Hands are light. No weight in your hands. Inhale, lift up into low cobra, heart shines forward, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, lower down. Bend your knees, press up to downward dog and enjoy it. 2 huge breaths here. Deep inhale into that pocket behind the heart. And then exhale, letting all the stress and tension go, finding calm. Another long, deep inhale here. And a huge exhale, just throwing out all the stuff you don't want and need. Bend your knees and come down into child's pose, knees apart, toes together. Sink your hips back down and low. If this is hard on your knees, you can use that blanket or bolster between your butt and your calves or resting on your heels. Walk your hands forward towards the front of your mat. Stretch them long, long, long. Stretch into the back of the shoulders. And if possible, lower your third eye, forehead towards the earth again. We'll take 5 long, deep breaths here. Nourishing every nook and cranny in the back body. Notice the ribs fanning out, sending oxygen to all those tight little ignored pockets. Sending the breath into the inner thighs and the hip and the pelvis area as it reaches towards your heels. And exhale, let it go. Another long, huge, smooth inhale. And an exhale, letting it go. 2 more breaths. Third eye grounding into the earth, hips pressing towards the earth. Back stretching. A moment of true peace and calm, knowing that you can also pop into this position at any point. When you're ready, come back up slowly to hands and knees and press up into downward dog. Raise your left leg towards the sky. Exhale, gently bring it between your hands. Come into warrior 2. You're gonna cartwheel your arms out and open in either direction. Take those left toes and wiggle them forward towards the front of the mat. Bend the left knee, ensure the left knee does not extend beyond the left ankle. Right leg is straight, pigeon-toed. Outer edge of the right foot grounds into the earth. Take a moment to get organized here. Notice how it feels. Arms reach in either direction at shoulder height. Drishti, or your gaze, is intentionally over the left middle finger. Heart is light. Inhale deeply. Stretch both side bodies long towards the sky. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, sink into your hips. Bend the left knee gently. Once again, inhale, lengthen your spine. Chest puffs out, fills full of air. Hands reach in either direction, fingers stretched long. Exhale, sink into warrior 2. Notice your back leg. Wrap your right inner thigh a little bit medially. Extend the knee, press the outer edge of the back foot into the earth. Draw your attention to your front foot. Ground the ball of your foot into the earth. Adjust your toes if needed. And notice your knee. Notice if it's wobbling in one direction or the other. Take a moment to get organized, to be comfortable. Inhale deeply. Exhale, bend your left forearm, reach your right arm over your right ear, come into side angle pose. The whole right side body is going to stretch here through the right fingertips, reaching as far forward, and the outer edge of the right foot grounding into the earth, side angle pose. Your left arm rests slightly on the knee, or you can lower it towards the floor, or you can use a block here, whatever works for your body. You don't want to dump into the left leg and left knee. So you want to be using your core to hold yourself up and stretch the whole right side body. Every inch, reach those fingers, tall, 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 outer edge of the right foot grounds into the earth. One more breath here. Exhale, cartwheel back up to warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale, lower your right hand down your right thigh towards the right knee. Left arm reaches up towards the back, crease between the ceiling and the wall. For those of you inside, I see some of you are outside. Inhale into reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Breathe into the front rib cage that's fanned open here. Fill it with nourishing air. And exhale, release, long and smooth, letting things go. Finding your equanimity here. One more deep inhale into the whole front rib cage. nourishing every nook and cranny. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, straight the front knee. Both legs are straight. Right hip tilts backwards like a little teapot. Left fingers reach long, long, long towards the front of the mat. We're going to come into Trikonasana or triangle pose. Left hand can come to the left shin, left ankle, floor, whatever works for you. Lots of triangles in this pose. That's why it's called triangle pose. Right arm reaches towards the sky. If you wish to use a block, you can put that on the inside of the left foot. So for those of you who have one, it can make the pose actually even more nourishing. Breathe deeply into your chest. Reach the right fingertips towards the sky. Roll your right chest open. And if it works for your neck, look up towards your right hand. Once again, long, deep breath. Inhale. And exhale, letting things go. Inhale, rise back up. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your body towards the side of the mat. Turn both toes towards the sides of the mat. Sides of your feet will be parallel to the front and back of the mat. Hands at your waist, elbows tucked back behind you. Chest puffs out once again. Breathe long and smooth into that pocket behind your heart. Exhale, fold forward, back flat. We're going to come into a wide angle forward fold. If you have a block, you can use that. Bring your hands towards the earth. If you have high blood pressure, don't drop your head here. If you don't and you would like to come into an inversion, you can bring your hands underneath you and allow your head and neck to release. So notice a stretch in the back of the thighs. Whichever pose is okay with you. If you have to bring your fingers to the floor, tent them and keep your back flat and head upright, that also works. So notice what works for you. One is not better than the other. It is a chance here. Inversions are a chance to shift your perspective. So take a moment here and notice what you might want to shift your perspective on. Is there something about the upcoming holiday about which you'd like to shift your perspective? A person, expectations, gift giving, relationships, unmet expectations, disappointments. Perhaps you're working on the day that you would prefer to not be. Can you just breathe into it and maybe shift your perspective? Allowing your physiology to shift here and also your thoughts. If your hands are underneath you and you're inverted, come back to a flat back for a moment, allowing yourself to adjust. Noticing that how we handle the transitions is critical to how we experience the poses as well. Gently bring your hands to your hips again. Inhale and slowly rise back up to stand upright. Give yourself a moment to accommodate, just like you're entering a dark room and your eyes need to accommodate. Give yourself that gift. We often don't give ourselves time to accommodate and adjust. When you're ready, turn your right toes towards the back of the mat. Pigeon toe the left foot. You should have heel to heel alignment here. Heel of the right foot connecting in line with the heel of the back foot. Back toes are pigeon toed, right toes jet lining towards the front of the mat. Torque your hips towards the front, shoulders face front. Cartwheel your arms out and open, come into warrior two. Bend the front knee. Watch those right toes. Do they need to wiggle farther forward as you bend the knee so the knee does not extend beyond the ankle? Watch your back leg. Perhaps wrap your inner thigh inward, straight the knee, press the outer edge of the back foot into the earth. Check out your shoulders. Are your arms shoulder height or is one tipping down? Even them out. Inhale, exhale, gaze over the right middle finger. Lengthen your spine, exhale, sink into your hips. Maybe wiggle those front toes a little further forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Torso is perpendicular, reaching towards the sky, heart is light. Exhale, sink into the front knee once again. Warrior two, strong pose. It's a pose of strength. Bend your right elbow. Gently rest your right forearm on your right knee. Reach your left fingers towards the right. Whole left side body stretches. Adjust that back foot if you need to. If something is cramping or uncomfortable, take a moment and figure out what works for you. Listen to your body. It's sending you important messages that we so often ignore. In fact, many of us were taught to ignore them. So use yoga as a chance to listen, a chance to get back into your body and out of your head. And imagine if you could approach the holidays in that way, how much more equanimity and calm and peace and joy you might find. One more inhale into that whole left side body, stretching into the ribs. Exhale, rise back upright into warrior two. Drop your left hand down the left thigh, stretch it towards the knee, right arm gracefully folds over the right ear, come into peaceful warrior. Reach those left fingers towards the crease between the ceiling and the back wall. Right knee is still bent. Breathe into the fanning open of the right ribs. Exhale, let things go. Anything stale, anything old, anything trapped in there that you carry with you. With intention, breathe in with kindness and exhale, let it go. Come back to warrior two here. Bring your hands, straight your right knee. Left hip shoots towards the back, right fingers reach long, long, long forward. Drop into triangle pose or Trikonasana on this side. Use a block if you wish, or hand to ankle. Reach your left hands towards the sky. Take a moment here to get organized. Roll that left heart open. If it works for you, look up towards the left hand. Breathe into the heart space that pops open here, creating room for your heart to fill completely. So there's more lightness and more love. Once again, breathe into it fully. And exhale, release, letting go of whatever's stuck and icky in there. One more breath. Rolling the chest open a tiny bit more, reaching those left fingers towards the sky. Exhale, rise back up to even. Arms reach in either direction. Bring your hands to your hips. Move the block if it's in your way. Turn your toes towards the side of the mat and turn them out, coming into a second position for those of you who are dancers. Hands to the hips. Bend your knees, come into goddess pose. Knees are directly in line with your feet. Squat down, engage your quads. Hands at the hip to start. Breathe into the chest, puff the chest out here once again. And exhale, let it go. Raise your arms up into a cactus pose, into full goddess pose. This is a pose that brings strength and calm and peace. Notice perhaps your thighs calling out a bit. Breathe into that heart space here. Tuck your elbows back a little bit towards the back wall. Sink into your hips. Breathe in once again. Exhale, sink a tiny bit lower. Raise your right heel. Lower it. Inhale, raise your left heel. Lower it. Bring your hands to your hips. Straighten your knees. And walk heel toe your feet in together to come to stand. And just take a moment undoing any kinks, rolling your shoulders, wiggling your knees, and gently transition to a seat. Moving slowly. Stretch your legs long in front. Move the flesh of your seat out of the way so your ischial spines connect downward. Tilt your pelvic bowl forward. Chest puffs out again. I know I'm a broken record on that today, But as we fill ourselves with nourishment and calm and more equanimity and buoyancy, we need to fill the whole chest with air. And most women I know tend to tuck their chest in and not stick it out. So inhale, puff it out, fill it with nourishing air and buoyancy and calm, resilience, whatever word you like to use. Inhale, engage your belly, take your hands, tent them behind you, drop your shoulders, press your knees towards the floor, coming into Dandasana or staff pose. Huge exhale, release. Letting things go. Engage your belly once again. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky, palms face one another, knees can bend gently. Exhale, fold forward into a forward fold. Release the back body, allow the head and neck to release completely and enjoy it. 2 breaths here. You can close your eyes if you wish, connecting back into your body, beginning to slow down. Noticing how it's often easier to find calm after you've been moving, that perhaps your mind is more quiet. Walk your hands up your shins to your knees, upright. Raise your arms parallel with your legs and slowly roll yourself down inch by inch, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming to lie on the mat. Allow your palms to fall open towards the sky about 6 inches from your waist. Toes reach towards the outer corner of the mat. Give yourself a couple minutes here to enjoy. Notice what's connecting to the mat, connecting to the earth beneath. Can you borrow a little bit of its energy if you're tired, low on energy? Or if you have too much energy, can you send your energy back downwards? Finding a place that feels more calm and giving yourself a chance to equilibrate or accommodate here, to being horizontal, to being more still and quiet and calm. Just notice how it feels. Notice if your body resists it, that you're so used to going and going that lying still is uncomfortable. And if that's true, just be kind to yourself. Bend your knees and walk your feet towards your buttocks. Heels come as close to your buttocks as you can. Soles of the feet are on the earth. Flip your palms over. Press into your hips. Press and lift your hips up towards the sky. Pardon me. Press into your hands and the palms. Can't talk. Soles of your feet and into the palms and the forearms, and lift your hips towards the sky. Coming into bridge pose. Shimmy your shoulders underneath you. You can clasp your hands underneath you if that works for you. Take a moment and notice what works for you. If that doesn't work for you, grab the outer edges of your mat and tug your mat towards your heels. Your knees will energetically connect. Visually, they'll be 12 to however many inches your hip width is apart. Hips will reach up towards the sky. Buttock is engaged. Shimmy those shoulders underneath you once again. Tuck them under so your chest puffs up towards the sky and your heart hangs light in your chest. Huge inhale here into the chest, giving your heart a chance to truly fill completely and nourish itself. And your chest to fill with air without gravity. And exhale, let things go. Once again, inhale deeply, as full as you can. On the inhale, lift your hips up higher, engage every glute muscle. Notice the chest opening, perhaps shimmy your shoulders under a tiny bit more even. Exhale, slowly untuck your shoulders, release the mat, unclasp your hands, and lower your hips down, inch by inch by inch by inch by inch. Enjoy the transition. As you arrive, just notice how you feel. You can begin to untuck your shoulders if they're kinked underneath you. Take in a huge inhale into your chest here while everything adjusts. And an exhale. Lightly wiggle your fingers.
Pick up all 10 toes, stretch them in all directions. Toe stretches are hugely energizing. So stretch them, stretch them, stretch them. Allow the energy to come in through your toes. And exhale, lower them down. Bring your right knee into your chest. Hands come to the shin. Hug it in. Left knee is still bent for a moment. And just notice the release here in the right hip with kindness. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let your head of the femur fall into the hip socket. Stretch your left leg long in front. Point your left toes and flex them. Hug that knee in towards you. Once again, as tight as you can. Huge inhale. Exhale, let the knee fall a bit laterally, hip saddles into the hip socket. Bring your hands to your thighs. Extend your right leg towards the sky. Straight leg, point your toe. Notice the stretch and the sensations in the front of the shin here. As you point your toe, reach it towards the sky. Exhale, flex your ankle, flex your toes towards your nose, towards your knee. Point your toe and flex your toe. Bend your knee once again. Left hand comes to the knee, to the shin, just below the knee. And gently allow your right knee to twist towards the left. Your right hand can guide your thigh back towards the buttock. Tuck that left hip underneath you, coming into an easy twist. Right hand can come to a cactus shape or out to a T shape, whatever works for your body. Also, notice if you need to keep your knee raised and use your left hand as a stand for it, or if your knee would like to fall all the way towards the earth. And notice if you'd like to extend that right leg long and change the stretch in the waist and the hip area. Notice what feels good and choose that one. 3 deep breaths here. If you wish, on the exhale, you can turn your gaze towards the right. It will intensify the twist and the stretch and the release, but not necessary. Another deep breath into the right hip area, right waist. Exhale, let it go. Last nourishing breath here in this twist. Bring your gaze back to center. Bend your knee if your right leg is straight. Use your left hand to support yourself coming back to center. Untangle your hips if they're tangled. Bring both hands to the right shin. Hug it in towards you. Make sure your left leg is extended long, toes reaching towards the sky if they've gone wonky. Inhale deeply, hug that knee in towards your chest. And exhale, let it go. Gently release the right leg alongside the left. And just notice how you feel, likely quite lopsided. Bend the left knee, hug it into your chest, hands on the left shin. Right leg is extended long. Inhale, hug it in tightly. Exhale, allow it to relax laterally into the hip socket. Inhale, hug it in. Exhale, relax it into the hip socket. Bring your hands to the back of the left thigh. Extend the left leg towards the sky. Notice how it feels. Point your toe. Notice the intensity of the sensations with compassion. And exhale, flex the ankle and toes towards your nose. Point your toe and flex your toe. Bend the left knee, hug it in towards you once again. Readjust if you're noticing that you're askew. right hand guides the left knee over towards the right this time, coming into an easy twist. Tuck that right hip, left hip underneath you. Use your right hand as a stand or fulcrum if you need. Left hand is in a cactus or a T, whatever works for your shoulder. Be kind. Nothing is better. More stretch is not better. Do what feels good. If you wish, you can extend the left leg long. Notice how that changes the stretch in the hip. Does it feel better or worse? Does it serve you? We were taught not to pay attention to what feels better or worse, for those of you in medicine. So allow yourself this time to begin to notice, to begin to feel again. Take in a long, deep, nourishing inhale. And on the exhale, if you wish, gaze towards the left to intensify the stretch. If that feels good. If it doesn't, stay where you are. 2 more breaths. Notice if you wish to bend your knee or stretch your knee. Stretch your leg long, whatever works for you. Turn your gaze back to center. Use your right hand to guide your left knee back to center. Hug the left knee in towards your chest. Right leg is extended long. Exhale, let it sink into the hip socket. Bring your right knee into your chest also, hugging them together, rocking side to side, massaging your sacrum and your back muscles. Take a moment to grab the upper edges of your feet, come into happy baby, and have a moment of play, a moment of fun, rocking, massaging, a little bit of lightness. Press your knees towards the earth, opening up the inner thighs and the pelvic area a little bit more. Allow it to feel good, the stretch. And if it doesn't, don't do it. Release your hands. Bring your knees back into your chest. Rock once again, side to side. And gently release your hands. Extend your legs long in front, coming towards the end of the mat, stretching long. Toes fall outward easily. Palms open towards the sky, about 6 inches from your waist, allowing yourself to land in Shavasana. Complete rest pose, a gift for you for a few moments of true rest, replenishment, a chance to find calm and ease. Take in a long, deep inhale here. And a huge releasing exhale, letting go of control of the breath. Relaxing every muscle in your body here. Giving yourself a gift of calm. Notice perhaps if you feel so light, you actually feel like you're rising off the mat like a magic carpet. And allow yourself to just float lightly. For some of you, your relaxation will be heavier and allowing the earth to hold you. Just notice how it feels and allow it and enjoy.
Gently begin to deepen your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take in a long, smooth, deep inhale. And a huge exhale. If you wish, stretch your arms long above you and your toes long in front of you. Inhale fully into every nook and cranny. Exhale, let things go. Draw your knees into your chest and slowly roll over to one side and pause for a moment. You can use your arm as a pillow if that feels comfortable. Thank yourself for taking the time today for you. A chance to enjoy some calm and nourish yourself and set an intention for what you might wish the next season, holidays and families and winter to feel like. When you're ready, press into your hands and slowly rise up to a comfortable seat where we began. When you arrive, allow yourself to land right back into that Shavasana feeling. Hands rest gently on your knees, pelvis is tilted forward, spine is long and tall. Take in a deep breath and exhale, let it go. Hands to heart, one atop the other. Gentle press inward, sending yourself kindness and compassion. A moment of checking in, of good wishes. Take in an inhale here and an exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Enjoy the skin to skin contact. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Take a moment to connect with your intention. Take in an inhale and an exhale. Thank you all so much for practicing today with me. I hope you all have a beautiful week ahead and a beautiful Thanksgiving. May you all be well. May you all be happy. May you all be loved. And may you all find peace, calm, ease, and joy. Namaste. I will send out an email by Monday with the yoga schedule for next week once I see what people are wanting, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys soon.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Jessie, happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Thank you, Jessie.
My pleasure. Nice to see you.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Bye.